the night of the fight, they weigh like a 20, 18 pounds more than you. It's difficult. It's more difficult, but my power is there. If you hear the punches, my power is different.
Going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, catch Canelo early.
Fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented, but that's not the case.
Canelo Alvarez has finally responded to Terence Crawford's new training footage, and his words reveal both respect and unshakable confidence. Canelo admitted that Crawford's slick style carries shades of Floyd Mayweather's sharpness and praised the discipline behind his preparation. But despite the admiration, he made it clear that nothing Crawford does will shake his own belief.
If you like this, please subscribe Punch Vista and click the bell icon for more latest and interesting videos.
Good, because first of all is the respect. If they treat you with respect, you do the same thing. That's what I think. So, and I'm always try to do my best there. Not because I need it or because I need to, because I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, look, and you've been fighting pro now for what, more than 17 years, I believe?
Almost 20.
Wow, yeah, almost 20 years.
In October.
Wow.
I turned 20 years as professional fighter.
With determination, Canelo stated he is ready to dominate and prove once again why he stands on top of the sport. Analysts point out one of the biggest differences between the two fighters lies in how opponents approach them. Against Crawford, challengers respect his timing and counter-punching, but they stand their ground and try to solve his technical brilliance. Against Canelo, the approach shifts entirely. Fighters circle away, move constantly, and focus on survival, knowing that his power can change a fight instantly. This contrast highlights the intrigue of the matchup. Crawford thrives when fighters engage, while Canelo thrives when his pressure and power break their will.
I ain't even seen Gamboa run from Terence. As a matter of fact, I ain't even seen Victor Postal run from Terence. We ain't seen Madrimov in his last fight run from Terence but Crawford. But we do see people running away from Canelo Alvarez. People not trying to commit to Canelo Alvarez. We seen it with William Skull. Dude was just as cut up as anybody in the sport of boxing. Mother ever was running. The Cuban style, running. We already know that the Cuban school, man, they highly respected in the sport of boxing. He was running. Jamel Charlo, Iron Man Charlo. I ain't gonna say he wasn't running, but he wasn't committed. He wasn't committed the way that he was committed in the 154-pound division when he was knocking everybody else to get his titles, right? It was very uncharacteristic from Iron Man Jamel Charlo, a knockout artist, right? Even, I'm gonna tell you like this, even Dimitri Bivol was going at it with Canelo Alvarez. 1-2, but he was jumping right back out. Jumping right back out. He beat him in the style that Dimitri Bivol beat him. But it's not like he went out there and had that killer instinct and go for the gusto and stuff like that with Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't just trying to go out there and get him. He was beep, 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 jump back out, jump back out, beep, beep, jump back out. Hold on, I don't want to stay in the danger zone, right? Even though that he beat Canelo Alvarez, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Edgar Berlanga. We seen Edgar Berlanga using his footwork. We seen Edgar Berlanga using his footwork and stuff like that, right? He made a good account of himself, but he didn't commit that the way he was committing versus Mantequilla and all his opponents, because Canelo Alvarez is different. Canelo Alvarez is dangerous. And I've been hearing, of course, a lot of people saying that Bud Crawford is dangerous, but ain't nobody. I never saw nobody that fought Terence Bud Crawford had fear in their heart, fear in their eyes. Even when they was getting beat down from Terence Bud Crawford, they still stepped to Terence Bud Crawford.
Canelo's own sparring partners, who have felt his punches firsthand, add another layer to the debate. One of them bluntly dismissed Crawford's chances, saying Bud won't carry the extra weight effectively. He explained that Canelo has already fought and beaten bigger men at higher weight classes, including light heavyweights. Crawford, by contrast, is moving into new territory. For a fighter whose game depends on speed and precision, even a slight dip in quickness could be costly.
I think Canelo's gonna win, but I tell everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's gonna be a draw if it goes the distance. But I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's gonna carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But it's gonna be a great fight. Two brains in the ring. It's gonna be.
Former world champion Fernando Vargas, a proud Mexican boxing icon, also made his feelings clear. He insists Mexico needs Canelo Alvarez to win. Vargas says Canelo isn't just a fighter, he's the flag bearer of Mexican pride, carrying the legacy of Julio Cesar Chavez and other greats. While Vargas acknowledged Crawford's brilliance, he stressed that this fight carries emotional weight. For Mexico, victory is not just about Canelo, it's about national honor. Yet, recent footage from Crawford's camp has shifted opinions.
You know what's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Training clips show Bud looking bigger, stronger, and sharper than ever. Rather than losing agility, Crawford seems to have gained power while keeping his speed intact. His footwork remains crisp, his combinations explosive, and his physique transformed. Analysts now believe Crawford has managed to add muscle without sacrificing his greatest weapons, proving that his preparation has allowed him to adapt perfectly to the demands of a higher weight class.
Right, and again, stark contrast to what Terence Crawford is having to deal with. He is fighting guys, and when I say cutting down from 190, probably in the ring at 190 pounds, much less cutting down from it. Crawford's probably used to being hit by guys like Sean Porter, who, maybe 160 pound on fight night. The difference is just night and day. So I was thinking, how in God's name are you going to get around that? How are you going to get around the strength disadvantage? Because Crawford is very physically strong, and he normally always has, maybe with the exception of Sean Porter, although that was kind of much of a muchness. Sean Porter did really well that fight. He's normally always had the physical strength advantage, very physically strong as Terence Crawford. And I just remember thinking, how are you going to get around that? You're used to hitting guys and they get hurt. Alvarez has been hit by Danny Jacobs. He's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by Bivol, Kovalev, Callum Smith, etc., etc., etc. Big punching guys who are a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Granted, not skillful, a lot bigger. So again, I'm thinking, how are you going to get around this? Well, Crawford has released a couple of training clips, and in those training clips, yikes, he's looking good for one. He's looking a lot better than Canelo was looking in some of his training clips. But again, you can't read a great deal into those training clips because, again, Alvarez is clearly holding back. People say, oh, he looked terrible. It's like, well, you can kind of tell he's not going full tilt. You can kind of tell that. So what does that tell you? How many times have we seen guys look good on the pads and then on fight night they've nothing left? I distinctly remember Alexander Povetkin in the run-up to the second Dillian Whyte fight in an open workout.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned.